Hello everyone and welcome back to another Minecraft video, finally! Okay, so I got time to play Minecraft again, and first of all, thanks you all for the donations. And I received about 40 donations now, and the money was in total was already enough to buy me the bench drill. So thanks for that, I already ordered it and it should arrive soon. That is perfect, and now let's get back to Minecraft action. And what we are going to do now is I'm showcasing you a set of elevators. So we were trying around with the variables and piston and redstone in 1.5.1, as you can see here, and we got some elevator designs. All have their advantages and disadvantages. And first of all, let's check out this very strange design I invented recently. Maybe you wanna hop on it as well, Pricey and Zed? Don't know.
Yeah, why not?
Just get on the platform here and press one of the buttons. And as you can see, we are standing on a sand block and it's getting lifted up. And the advantage of this thing here is, even if you stand in the middle, it is working in SMP. As you can see, the others are also running upwards. And I had never any person falling through this yet. There is just a disadvantage, and that first of all, this elevator has only 3.3 meters per second. It is pretty redstone intensive, as you can see, and I will make a tutorial for all the different designs anyway. And something, well, why did this not close? Usually there should be the sand again in the position. Let me check this. Why did those pistons not trigger? That's the question. Come back. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I don't know what happened there, because I think it was because two persons pressed the buttons at different times, therefore the time was too long. But usually what happens is, let's take a look at it again. You can hop on it. So the tripwire makes sure that it keeps stays at the top, and here you already see the problem of this design. So usually the sand gets back to the position, but this elevator is the only one with hash set problems. So sometimes the sand just gets updated in a different order. Maybe you can get this happening again and gets pushed out, and I can't do anything about it. Maybe a change in the redstone wiring would help, but sometimes the sand just falls down, and luckily it is at the moment not falling down at all, but maybe we can get this happening with one more try. Let's see. Oh, there we had it happen. Okay, as you can see, sometimes it loses one of the sand blocks and you have to manually replace it. As I said, I cannot fix this problem, it's just random. As you see, most of the time elevator works. But other than that, the advantages is you do never glitch through even under laggy conditions. It looks cool, you have a 2-wide platform, and it is a pretty new concept in my opinion. But let's check out the next elevator. And for that we can just fly over here. And well, most of these designs are actually copies or with only slight changes of one basic base design. So well, but we still got a lot of different elevator types here. Let's try out this elevator. And let's first check to see what happens here. It's the same principle as before, just with a solid block instead of a sand block and only one white. And as you can see, well, it works as well. But the question is, how do I get the block back down? And why do I use the full block anyway? The answer to the first question is we have a piston tab at the back here. You can see it in action in a moment. Ta-da! And it moves back the block to the bottom position. And well, the reason is pretty simple. Why did I use a full block here? Because of the problem with the sand block, which is sometimes just falling down. But the downside of this elevator is that, maybe you can see it already, it is a little bit glitchy and you sometimes fall through the block, which is, well, not very SMP proof. In SMP this happens from time to time, so this is probably only good for short distances and therefore not really reliable. But other than that, it looks pretty cool if you sit in this. If there wasn't this glass plane view warping thing. Whatever. Yeah, so this elevator here, I will make a tutorial about this elevator as well, can use this for single player. As you can see, it most of the time works. Only one person at a time can use it, but here you can see it can fail. So, well, that is just because of the single multiplayer lagging merge, you know. Now let's get to the designs which I like the best and which are probably the one you want to build. First of all, this is an adapted version of the spiral staircase elevator with buttons inside which lift you up when you for some reason get stuck. So let's check out this design here. I just made it with transparent blocks. You can block off the redstone wiring completely so you don't see anything, but this way you see more what's going on. So you can see this is a spiral staircase elevator with 10 meters per second upwards traveling rate, so extremely quick and works perfectly for single player. It's also very resource light, and this design actually I came up with this together with Deco. So we tried out the different staircase elevators, and I had the idea with the buttons, and he had the idea to just use the stairs instead of the other pistons again. Let's try it out. If I for some reason get stuck because the pistons don't lift me up, what happens? I won't fall down because I'm just in the staircase here, and I can press this button again and get lifted up again. So it is completely lag proof. Even in case you're getting stuck, just press a button again. There is a button in each layer here, or in each floor, and this makes sure that you can always restart. And actually I never got stuck at this anyway, so this is perfect. But for SMP this doesn't really work at all. Does one of you guys maybe try it out? Pricey or Zed, can you try out the elevator? Just for demonstration.
Sure. This one.
Yep. So sometimes you get lifted up a few blocks. You can of course also press the buttons. But it is, well, as you can see, you're often getting stuck. So what I did as a simple fix is just making it half as quick, and well, it works relatively consistent here. Advantage is you will never drop down when you fall through it, because you're just standing on the staircase here, but you will have to press the button quite often still. Well, Zed, you managed to get stuck at the very beginning. Try it again. Maybe you'll get more luck this time. Yeah, it is. Also for single player, obviously this is working perfectly, but those elevators have some trouble for some reason with multiplayer, although they are not too quick. So, but we got more designs to show you, and as I said, I wanted to make a tutorial for each design. If you're interested in this one, it's particularly perfect for single player. And if you have a good connection to a multiplayer server, we tested it, then this also works pretty reliable. So Zed has a pretty bad connection at the moment. But anyway, you can still use it because you can even walk up manually, and if it completely doesn't work. So this is like a compromise between a staircase and an elevator. But let's show you some more new designs. This was an idea of Panda and me, and that is an improved Enderpearl elevator. And this one is just SMP lag proofed. Instead of just having pistons closing at the bottom here, there is, well, you can see it, a row of pistons catching you even if you're one block lower. And this makes it actually much more reliable. We had never had anyone getting stuck at this at all. Even Zed with his pretty bad connection always gets up. So this is, yeah, let's just try it in survival. So let's go and try it out, and you can see we are always properly landing, and the piston down there always catches us. And yeah, as I said, the usual problem with the normal elevators that you're sometimes falling through it again, or trying to get when you're trying to throw another Enderpearl, is not there with this one. This is a very reliable design, and therefore I like it a lot. Ray. Okay, now let's check the last design, and this is, well, this is actually a very standard elevator. You all know this one. Piston tape at the beginning. There's just one difference, and that is an entrance which aligns you properly. And, well, it is relatively stable here. Pricey, can you get it over here? Can you get over? It's,
yes, of course. 1 second. There we go.
Yep. So try it out for us. And
of course.
So Zed can also try it. And we added a water break at the beginning here to make it even if you fall through, so that you still get up. Of course, in single player it is working perfectly, as usual. And so in single player I never was falling through this, but for servers, you know, there's always a chance of glitching through. So what you can do is add this water break at the bottom, and usually this is working relatively stable here. You can see Zed is also going up. And once you're getting up at the beginning, there's a slight chance of getting stuck in SMP, but once you make it through the first few meters, it always works. And well, there's just some additional wiring here to add some spam protection and well, to make it just more reliable. And the funny thing about this elevator is you may have noticed that there is no piston at this level and it is still working. We don't know why, but initially just, well, I was accidentally removing it and noticed that I was still getting lifted, so we removed it because we needed further wiring to make sure that the person could not get into one of the corners when entering this elevator here. And now it's just fixed by adding a fence here, since it can't be pushed out by a piston. So you cannot move to any corners here at the moment, and as soon as you lift off this tripwire here, you're automatically in this corner here and you cannot move out. So it is totally safe. You cannot move to one of the corners where you would eventually not get lifted because you're just standing on one of the pistons and not on both at the same time. As I said, once again, for single player, working perfectly. For multiplayer, well, working quite well as well, and if you fall through, there's still the water break, but it works like, depending on the connection, between, let's say, 60 and 90%, which I think is pretty cool. So, that's my presentation video. More of these videos will follow soon, hopefully. And yeah, I'm trying to make the tutorials as quick as possible. And so you can decide which elevator you would choose, depending on, yeah, what kind of server or single player you have, or how many redstone, of course, and depending on your connection to the server, maybe even. And I will also provide you with a world download of these elevators here, so you can try them out yourself and see how good they work for you. So, see you in the next video, and goodbye, and thanks for watching. Hey, so one additional information here. This design, Pricey just showed it to me. He found it on Reddit. And, well, it is also pretty interesting. It's also an elevator where you stand on a block. And let's just quickly check it out. The concept is that the redstone block actually powers the different wires here. And therefore, as you can see, you have very, very few wiring here. And I would not even need to make a tutorial for this. Link in the description to the original video, of course. Downside of this one is apparently that you have to manually get those blocks down, so it's not really an automated elevator, unfortunately. And well, I guess there is the same problem then with the ones which only use one block, that you might glitch through it. I'm not sure, but yeah. Or did you just walk out of it?
I walked out of it.
Okay, so I was wondering. But this is also a pretty interesting design. It should definitely be added to the list. And now, thanks for watching, and see you next time.